Welcome to CAD Sim Technologies.
Revit 2027 is here, and it's smarter, faster, and more powerful than ever. But are you really using its full potential? Hi everyone, and welcome to this brand new series where we explore the latest updates and enhancements in Revit 2027 designed specially for architects, engineers, and BIM professionals. In this series, we will break down every important feature update, whether it's improvement in modeling, documentation, collaboration, or performance. So if you want to stay ahead in BIM and master the latest tools in Revit 2027, make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. Let's get started with our first update. In this update, you will learn to create and host an architecture wall within another wall, which is a new, enhanced and updated feature for Revit 2027. Before we go to Revit 2027 interface, let's see what are the topics that will be covered. In this video, you will learn how to create the hosted walls, which is a new feature. We'll also learn how to modify the hosted walls along with the host wall. Also, you will see the relationship between the hosted wall and the host walls by applying offsets and constraints. Now let's go to Revit and see how the new and enhanced feature is used in an application. Now let's first learn how to create a host wall in an existing model. So here we have some walls over here, and we are going to see the relationship between the host wall and the hosted walls. But first, let's go and see how to host a wall. So when you create a wall in Revit from the Wall tool, so I'm just creating a wall which is parallel to this wall over here. You can see in the horizontal wall, you can see over here. So once you select the wall after creating it, there is an option that comes over here under the Manage Host panel, which is called the Pick New Host. This is the new option that is there in Revit 2027 that was not there in the earlier version. So once you click on the Pick New Host, you can select the host wall that you want to host it. Now what does hosting means? We will talk about. But before picking the new host, you can also use the Auto Join option. So we will see what is the implication of using the Auto Join option while hosting it. Now let's do not choose this constraint Auto Join, but let's select this host wall. The moment you select the main host wall, you see that the selected wall that was supposed to be hosted is basically aligned to the main host wall. So the moment you click on the wall that you had created to host, you see that there are now options which is coming over here in the Manage Host is the Select Main Host. Remove hosted relationships, and then you have a Pick New Host. Now the very interesting thing is the moment I move this particular wall, so I create a constraint between this is the host wall and this is the hosted wall. So this is the host wall and this is the hosted wall. So the moment I pick this particular wall, you see that this is when you move this wall, the hosted wall basically moves along with it. So when you select this wall, you can see that there is an option that is the properties palette of this wall, an option named as Offset from Host. And it says that in the reference parameter, the hosted option is checked over here. That means you can always select this offset from host to create a constraint. And then once you move, you can see that the hosted wall and the host wall. So this is the host wall and this is the hosted wall. Both are constrained with each other. And another interesting part is, let's say I do basically select this wall and I create a host of this particular wall along with this. Now remember, this is the host for this wall. Now I want to create a host for this particular wall. So the moment I create a host, you can see that merges over here. Let's take another wall option, let's say here, and I want to select this wall which is already a main host for this, but I want to create the relationship of this along with this wall. Now the interesting thing is that the moment I move this, you can see this wall, which was initially hosted to this wall. So if you select this, you can see the main host changes to primarily to this wall. And then if you select the main host changes the moment you remove the relationship, you can see that it retains the host to the new option. So if you select it, pick New Host and see how it works. Remove it, select Pick New Host how it works. Select it, and I'm just moving it. Now the main host changes to only one. Now if you move this particular wall now, you can see all of them will move together. Now if I remove the relationship here with this now, I can see that this will retain the original host. So this is very interesting in Revit 2027, and if you are planning to use this particular option, you should go and use. Now let us go to the second option for modifying the hosted walls. So here is the scenario when we say modifying the hosted wall. So what are the things that we can modify? Let us see and look into it. The relationship of the hosted wall with the host wall. So here, for example, if I look into this wall. So if I want to see which is the main host, I can go to the Manage Host panel over here and can select the main host. I can see the main host is the exterior wall. Similarly, this wall is also basically having a main host. Now here we go. So if we see the main host, select main host, so we can see that this first. So what will happen if we move this particular wall, the main host, all the walls will move together. It's a very interesting option when we have internal rooms, interior rooms and external walls. And when we have a specific dimensions or specific, I would say that specification of the distance of the interior or partition walls are there. In that case, if we change the position of the exterior wall, we can see the interior walls are also moving. So another thing with the hosted wall is if you select the hosted wall, you can also change the distance of the hosted wall from the main host. So you go to the Properties palette here. You can see here, and here there is an option called Reference. So this is a new option in 2027, and you can see that there is a read-only checkbox over here corresponding to the hosted reference, and it says 3800. So if I want to change it to 4500, I would see that that constraint on the reference will change. Similarly, you can look for this particular wall again. You have the offset from the host option. You can do the same thing if you want to remove the hosted relationship. You can always select the wall, and in the Modify Walls tab, you can see there is a Remove Hosted Relationship. This will change the hosted relationship and no more. This wall is hosted to any wall. So this is one major option for modification. Other thing is that let's say if I host this wall, and you can see that. So let's remove the hosting from here, and the moment we host a wall, let us say pick New Host. So this particular wall will attach to a line to the existing wall, and then we can move it over here. So there is one very important thing that you can do is basically, remove the relationship. Now let us see another interesting option for the hosted walls. And this option is in the schedules. So when you are into the schedules, creating a schedule for the walls. And here if I say I want to go for a wall schedules here and here, I can basically demark it in the schedules between the hosted wall and the non-hosted wall. Let's take a type over here in the available fields, and let's say I select. There is an option called whether it's in hosted or non-hosted. So here an option here hosted and non-hosted. Now here you can see that this particular parameter is also available. In the Vault Schedules, when you do the Vault Schedule, hope these interesting updates and enhancements or the new options in Revit 2027 especially for the vaults will help you in order to increase your efficiency in your current project. Thank you and subscribe our channel CAD Technologies, and please like the video and share with others so that maximum people can reach to the new updates. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Catch you in the next video.